I'm back and I'm back and I'm better. I'm back and I'm better than ever. I didn't realize I set this live for so early today. This is earlier than I normally get on here, but that's cool. It might be a little inactive at first. I'll take advantage of this time and make a poll. Da, da, da. We are brothers, we are brothers. Okay, the poll is complete. Now I just need to find something to watch on TV. My shirt's so dusty, bro.
Tendremos que recordar es que entró en la cárcel con 21 años, aún joven y demasiado ingenua. Perdió todos sus 20 y parte de sus 30 años. Pero sale de la cárcel y ella aún es hermosa, además de increíble.
Bro, sometimes my TV just doesn't work.
Este es el mejor día de mi vida. Es todo lo que dije. Gracias a todos.
Like, I really gotta just wait for the system to get. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we're talking. Now I can find something to watch. So I know nobody's gonna be in here for a minute. So what I'm gonna do is watch some TV till people show up. I've been starting my logs at like 8:45, 9 o'clock recently, and it's like 8 o'clock, so I suspect people won't look until later. But that's alright. Desafío, I like this show. I need to find one more other show. That's what I like to do. Let's have one show on, and that one goes to commercial, then I switch to the other show. I make her say, oh, bro, shake it, you a baddie. She can make me out of it when I baddie. Now you the fiance, baby. That's my show. Can never go wrong with 90 Day Fiance. You know what really surprises me? I'm always really surprised that nobody on 90 Day Fiance speaks another language really well. Like, I'm just surprised they haven't had. Actually, I lied. I saw one guy the other day. I was like pretty decent with his Spanish. I can't lie. But for the most part, they're always like super trash, like nothing. And I'm like, that's pretty weird. I'm gonna cut my nails. If a nail flies into the screen, it's not my fault. Who voted on this poll and didn't leave a comment? Let's see what you voted. Oh, you voted no. That makes perfect sense. I don't want her to be that girl that sits back and takes things. Biscuit, it's like a chocolate. Yuck. We got a hater, y'all. We got a hater that doesn't like hygiene and taking care of nails. I think he has some anger issues. Our house in the middle of the street. I should just get a manicure instead of doing it myself. Is it manicure? Manicure? Or is it manicure? Manicure? That sounds weird. Manicure. No secret calls. If you go to the bathroom, you leave the phone with me. I think I'm as good as I'm gonna get this now. How can there be 4 votes and not at least one comment about what you've learned? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up. Someone answered yes. That person should have left a comment. No, I got it wrong. I messed it up. Buenas, Edwin. ¿Cómo estás?
Before Nikki come to my country, I made a little plan for what we will do every day. And it was a day for horse riding. Yesterday, it was a bad day for us. When I speak with Nikki about threesome, she got very mad. She's very jealous. I don't know. This is why we hold the mirror.
Yes. Cutting my nails again. My nails grow really fast, bro. Like incredibly fast.
Buscan el amor y el compromiso. Disfrutan el presente. Lo dan todo. Estar soltero es más que una actitud. Es un estilo de vida. Y nos encanta verlos en acción.
Edwin, how do you say hangnail in Spanish? A hangnail is when you have that skin right outside of the nail that kind of like peels off and it hurts really bad. And Sumra. I don't know how to say your last name, sorry. Hello, how are you? Jay Dizzy says Gideon. Yo, everybody says that, bro. I've never watched one of his videos before. I looked up his picture because I got so many comments like that,
How you start today?
and I'm like, okay, I guess like I can see like the head shape. I guess. I don't know, man.
Here, you flying somewhere. This is the big problem.
I'm gonna have to reach out to him and be like, bro, let's make a twin video. And says she's good. That's good. Evan says, I guess I learned that a lot of my current beliefs, actions have a source from childhood. Not really something I think about frequently, but I guess it's a thing. What made you discover that? What happened? Love the beard. Thank you.
Learn how to be in a healthy relationship. Learn. Be little steps. Do little steps. In us, for us. Not
Also,
thinking
Evan,
about
that's a dark path you could potentially be going down there.
making your dreams.
Most people
Yes. Be here. Focus it.
don't want to think about the fact that, I mean, pretty much most of your life comes from what you experience as a child. And the more you dig into that, the more you discover, but also the more you unravel. Can disrupt your whole belief system, man. What am I watching? It's called 90 Day Fiance. I don't know if you ever heard of it. And where are you from?
Take in control the masculine part of our relationship and think we'll be in balance again. Sometimes I think virtual relationship better way.
Just from therapy? Oh, that makes sense.
What you miss, but
I was telling her about watching gore, which is a habit I have that I'm not proud of. Yeah, I mean,
you wanna changing something?
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I do that too, but it's not like I seek it out, but I don't have an aversion. But probably, if you're around the same age I am, we had like Rotten.com and LiveLeak as kids, and we had unrestricted access to computers. They didn't even have like blockers on our school computers because they didn't realize it yet. So yeah, definitely saw a lot of stuff like that young that I will never forget. I don't think gore is good, but I like it. What part of America are you from?
He obviously can't handle someone like me, and I don't know if that's ever gonna change.
Yeah, it's definitely not good to over consume that stuff. But I think if you're an adult, it's not gonna harm you too much to view it. Like I said, it's not something that I would seek out, and if you keep watching it all the time, it definitely could affect you more than you wanted to. I mean, for one, I just don't think it's good to get desensitized to stuff like that. But even outside of that, like, yeah, I mean, stuff's brutal, man. Exactly. It's hard to close that door once it's been open. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I agree. Oh, you're from Texas? How are you gonna misspell Texas? First of all, you always put a capital T for Texas. Second of all, you misspelled it. What part of Texas are you from? I'm from Texas too. That's dope that you're going to therapy though, man. I don't know why you're going. I don't know if something bad happened or if you just decided to go, but it's good. Lots of people kind of refuse to do it even when they need it really badly. Any good reading recommendations? I notice sometimes you post stuff from books. I mean, I have too many books It just depends on what you like to read. If you tell me some stuff that you like and I recognize it, I probably could give you more suggestions. Um, I have like a whole fucking library of books, bro. Library. So it's like when someone says like, "Hey, recommend me a movie or a show on Netflix." I'm like, well, if you don't like science fiction and I recommend you science fiction, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this sucks." So it's kind of better for you to tell me what you like first. After this, will you make another stream? Like on a different day? Yeah, I do them every Sunday, and then normally I do them on Wednesdays, but I'm gonna have to shift it over to Thursdays because I'm gonna have to teach. I've been teaching English a lot lately, so my Wednesday night is kind of full now. I don't have time to do it. I like philosophy and science fiction mainly. Um, let me think of the name of this book. Ultimate Questions by Brian McGee. That's a good one. That one's heavy though. It's yeah, you'll probably like it, but it's definitely heavy reading. Um, as far as science fiction, I don't know if I have a good science fiction book. Shit, I don't know what falls under science fiction. That's the problem. Oh, you know what? Oh, the book is called Ultimate Questions. Ultimate Questions. And I think his name is I think his last name is spelled McGee. So Magee. I think Brian McGee. Yeah, you have to Google it and tell me if it pops up. But the book Annihilation. I don't know if you've seen the movie Annihilation, but my thoughts exactly says Ultimate Questions by Brian McGee. Yes, that. Is that how you spell his last name? I kind of thought the way I was spelling it was weird, but in my mind, I remember it being spelled like that for some reason. I'm not 100% sure though. But yeah, like I said, it's a little heavy, but it's a good book though. And let's see what else. I feel like the other ones that I might recommend, you probably already heard about. Yeah, that is a weird spelling, right? That's why I was like, is that it? I've never seen McGee spelled like that, but in my mind, I knew it was spelled like that. Oh, you didn't check? That makes sense. No, I got you. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, all the other stuff that I could recommend that will fall under probably philosophy. I think they're pretty popular, and you've probably heard of them already. Like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Anything from Seneca. I think all of that ancient Greek shit is really good. It's kind of like ahead of its time. That's not like the first thing I like to recommend because, like I said, people usually know something about it or have already read it. There's another one too. Something with solitude in the title, but I can't think of it. I'll have to look. Um, yeah, and like I said, for science fiction, I thought Annihilation was really good. I thought the book and the movie were good, but people, it's kind of like a hit or miss thing. It's not like Interstellar. Pretty much everyone that watches Interstellar, they're like, that shit was amazing. Annihilation, people either love it or they hate it. They're either like, wow, that was crazy, or they're just like, that was the dumbest shit I've ever watched. My favorite piece of writing is called The Last Messiah. Pessimistic Philosophy by Peter. I don't even know how to say that. Annihilation is the one with the aliens. No. Annihilation is. Man, I don't even know if I could explain that shit, bro. It's like an asteroid or something hits Earth, and then there's this zone. There's basically a zone created around the asteroid. Yeah, you're thinking of Arrival. I was about to say, I know what movie you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called. No, it's like a zone is created around the asteroid or whatever it was. and they keep sending teams in to go look at it, but they don't come back out. And so they're trying to come up with how do we get in there? They're sending the military, they're sending scientists. They never come back out. And so the movie follows basically the team that's the protagonist of the movie or whatever. And it's super interesting to me.
We're talking about my real life, my job, my career was just ruined because of this person and Gino's stupid mistake. I blame Gino.
Did you say anything to provoke it?
What did you say?
Did you say anything to provoke the fight? Or was she just attacking you out of the blue?
What did you say?
We heard me.
Sorry, I went for some water.
And I provoked.
No, I
It's nothing to be sorry about.
provoke something, or did she
Annihilation is the one with Natalie Portman.
answer anything?
Yeah, yeah.
He was making fun of me,
By the way, what games do you like?
insulting my physical appearance. She provoked
I play Call of Duty Mobile. That's all I really play.
you, Sam, and she no cap. And you are really asking me if I provoked him.
Calm down.
What the is wrong with you? All that. Stop my life.
You're way out of control. Way out of
Because you're stupid. All that emotional humiliation that I went through.
Yeah.
The hot word about what he did to me. She sent my naked pictures to every blogger she knows. And all these people were looking at myself naked, and you are asking if I provoked her.
I'm talking for the initial goddamn conversation. Did she come out and start attacking you, or did you say something to her? And stop yelling.
I wish I had done that last night. I wish.
You should play Free Fire. What is Free Fire? Like, what is it? Never heard of that.
Not him. So good as we used to every time we.
Yeah, I wish I could plants because they were great.
I have no doubt about
They were a
Dave.
lot better.
I have no doubt about Dave being great, but what about you?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
You're
Yeah.
trash. I'm not gonna get married to this.
Is there a lot of introspection for you in recovery? I remember when I went to the psych ward a year ago, I spent most of my time just thinking about life in big and small ways. Yes and no.
Soy una persona que sabe lo que quiere.
Yes, because there always is. I'm always introspective, and I'm always thinking, but not because of this injury. Not like it's not more than usual. I don't think. I think I'm a little more grateful for having legs now, but uh, I think that, like I said, it was always something that I did, but it's not like I'm just like, ah, fuck, I have nothing to do but think now. Like I still train my clients because I train people remote. I still read like I've been reading. I still do this shit like I've been doing. Literally, the only difference in my life right now is that before I would wake up and go to the gym, and now I can't. Well, actually, I probably can now, but for the last 3 months, I couldn't. So, a little bit different, but not too different. It's an epic shooting game. I'll have to look that up later when I get off of here because I don't know what that is. And how do you play it? Is it what console? Everyone keeps leaving. It's just me and Evan. Yeah, it's like that sometimes. Normally, I don't stream until about 9 o'clock, and so usually around 10 o'clock, there's a lot of people in the chat. Usually before then, people come and go. Kind of just depends. I have a group of people that are always in here. But I like when there's only a few people because then I can actually read all the comments and reply. I hate when there's like 30 people leaving comments, and I'm like, ah, damn, I replied to that. I gotta scroll up and see what the last comment was. You know, I appreciate everyone that comes, but sometimes when there's a lot of people, I feel like I can't give everyone attention. How's life for you now, Evan? And are you still with that girl? What I like to watch, like on TV, I'd watch all kinds of stuff. I like watching 90 Day Fiance. My favorite show of all time is called The Mentalist. But outside of that, I just kind of scroll through the TV, see if anything that's on looks interesting. So it just depends. Just depends.
Estar soltero es más que una actitud, es un
Yeah.
estilo de vida. Y nos encanta verlo seleccionar todo y
Never heard of that, but I like anime. My favorite anime is Death Note. That's the best anime of all time.
sentimientos perpetuos.
It's not bad really trying to write, but I get distracted by games. But we broke up a few months ago. Hmm, that sucks. Sergio, what's up, fool? Let's see what else is on TV. Yeah, breakups suck, dog. But if it wasn't meant to be, it just wasn't meant to be, bro. I remember I had clicked on her page one time, and what did she? What did she do? Not to like fucking talk about your ex all the time, but I just remember she was like an artist or something like that. I just remember I clicked on her page and I was surprised that she had like a shit ton of followers. It just caught me off guard. Beard and do color combo as you looking like a Brazilian from a favela. You're ethnically ambiguous, my brother. You know, it's funny. I be every time I see a video of Brazilians, they got hella blonde beards. Like I'm like, why does everybody over there do that, bro? Bye, bro. I'll catch you when you come back. She draws. It's okay. I don't mind talking about it. Oh, okay, cool. Haven't seen her stuff lately because she, damn, she blocked you. What did you do to get blocked, bro? Yeah, I don't remember anything about her besides that. I gotta go to sleep. If I have more time, I'll be back. Don't worry about me. Go to sleep. Yeah, I just remember seeing the drawings and the followers. That's literally all I remember. And I remember you saying shit's from Chile, but besides that, couldn't remember a thing about her. See you next time, man. Damn, my family's texting a lot in the group chat. Shit's distracting me. I did a couple things wrong, mainly looking at girls on IG while she had major insecurity. My fault completely. She was very neurotic in good and bad ways. And was this like, you guys were in a long distance relationship, no? I can't remember. And if that's the case, I'm guessing she was catching you in their likes and not actually seeing you do it. And if that's true, then why were you liking it, bro? You can just scroll past it. Oh, you're in Cali. Oh, it happened in person. Damn, bro, what are you doing? At least you know you were wrong. But, bro, nah, man. Well, now you know for the future. First of all, that's a bad look in any situation. But if she's flying to visit and you get caught doing that, yeah, you're in trouble, dog. That's all bad. It happens. You make mistakes, learn from 'em. But damn, 4 times. How long were y'all together? And how was she traveling that much? Or y'all must have been together for a minute. She traveled 4 times in a year. Damn, you couldn't put your phone away just for the trips, bro. That's where you gotta just lock your phone, bro. Don't even look at that shit. And how is she catching you, bro? She made good money from art, constant commissions. That's dope. Seriously. I would say I wish I was talented enough to do that, but I guess anyone that does that stuff would say that it's not just like something that they were born with. They work hard, which is true. So if I wanted to, I could, but I don't. So she wasn't my type in some ways. Why'd you keep letting her fly out there, bro? Why you say she wasn't your type? Have you seen Apocalypse Now? Is that the comedy type thing? Can't remember. Mostly physically, but she has some beliefs that we didn't agree on. Interesting. So how did that relationship develop if she wasn't your type physically? I can see not knowing the belief stuff because you don't find that stuff out until you talk to someone more. But the physical part, how did that happen? The Vietnam movie from the 70s. No, I haven't seen that. I don't think. Unless I just don't know about the title. Oh, we had a lot of great discussion, had great chemistry. So you tried to slide past the not physical attraction by saying like, "Oh, well, we have all this stuff in common." Blah blah blah. It's never a good idea, bro. Listen, no matter what anybody says, physical attraction is important. People like to say that, "Oh, well, if you're mature, blah blah blah." Like, nah, bro. Like, it definitely has to start with physical attraction. That doesn't mean that they have to be the most attractive person that you've ever seen in your life. But if you're just not attracted to them, bro, no amount of chemistry and stuff is gonna fix that because you would just be a friend. That's what friends are when you have great chemistry, but you don't feel any attraction towards them. Cozy Sophie. I'm drinking the tea and reading Lord of the Rings with my cat. That sounds cool. Oh, you're drinking THC tea. I read that as the tea. I was gonna say, what is your first language? I'm drinking THC tea. Okay. Where do you live that they have THC tea? I don't think I've ever seen that before. But that does sound pretty chill. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check out Apocalypse Now. Vietnam movie. Who's in it? I'm trying to think if maybe I've seen it and I just don't know. Georgia? Really? That's interesting. Not to be invasive, Evan, but what was it about her body that you didn't like? And when did you realize that too? Did you realize it like when you first saw her in person, or did you realize it before, but you kind of hoped you would just not care eventually, or what? I'm trying to get my YouTube channel going. Any tips? I can give you, I can give you like real, I guess like marketing tips, and then I could give you human tips. From a marketing standpoint, if you want your channel to grow as much as possible, you should have your channel very focused. Someone should easily be able to identify what your channel is about, and you should, try to produce content that people want to see. Anything, if you get more views on a certain type of video, then you keep doing that kind of video. But you have to create the content to see what people like. And like I said, it should be very focused. But from a human standpoint, I would say just be authentic. I have a channel that's all over the place because I genuinely do not care if I ever get like a huge amount of subscribers. Actually, I would say the amount of subscribers I have for how random my channel is great. And I'm okay with however it happens because people on my channel know that they're getting me. Like I'm the brand, not a specific thing that I do. I might come on here and talk about Spanish. I might come on here and talk about fitness. I might talk about a lot of random stuff, but people know that. So, Martin Sheen, Marlon Brando, the actor who played Morpheus. Wow, that was a long time ago. If Lawrence Fishburne was super young, that was a long time ago. Apocalypse Now. Why don't I know that movie? That's weird. It was the same situation as my longest relationship, which lasted 6 years, where I was attracted to her in certain ways, and I tried to use those things to compensate for what I didn't like. I mean, in every relationship, there's definitely going to be things that you have to basically settle on. But like I said, man, physical attraction is pretty big. Thank you. I have to go, but God bless you. God bless you too. Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? We're just talking about random stuff like usual. Like usual. You're a nigga really good knees. What's new, man? Moving to the 10th house next week before the big trip. That's what's up. Congrats and good luck. Why do I always forget where you're going? Canada, right? The reason that I always forget is because the first thing I think is Argentina, bro. That is why. It's not that I don't know. It's just the word Argentina invades my mind. I'm like, no. I know that it's Canada. Because that's still my number one. I think that's what my brain is thinking too. So, you learned any new words recently, bro? Any new concepts? Anything like that? I'm gonna say, hey, oh, oh. Front bro, shake it to a bad bitch. Shaking them guys, I wanna grab it. Super busy, but I still try to stick in a little studies here and there. I use Twitch chat a lot to pick up a lot of new words, actually. I know, I'm asking. Tell me a word, bro. Tell me something you learned recently. A new word. How did I turn the TV off? How is that possible? What? What an unfortunate accident. What I find interesting is that in whatever language, doesn't even have to be a language that you're learning, you could go 20 or 30 years without ever hearing a word. For example, he's not in the chat right now. But last time, Rolando said that he learned the word serendipity. And I was like, really, bro? Like, it wasn't like making fun or anything, but I was just thinking, like, have you actually never heard that word before? Like, in the 20-something years that you've been alive? And then, shortly after that, someone else, not in the chat, but somewhere else, they posted, and they were like, word of the day, serendipity. Just learned that this word means this. And I'm like, wow, that's 2 adults in a week that learned the word serendipity for the first time. And I think that's crazy interesting that there's just always words that you don't know. Which is why I like asking this, because someone will come in the chat and say, oh, I just learned this. And I'm like, oh, shit, I never heard that before, whether it's English or Spanish. It's just crazy that you can be so functional and intelligent. It doesn't even matter how smart you are. And there's just always going to be shit that you don't know. You can never learn everything.
I had a right to be upset with Jasmine that she borrowed money from her ex Dane, but at the same time, the situation with my ex-girlfriend caused a lot of problems for Jasmine.
True, language is crazy. English has some of the most words of any language. Yeah, that's true. That you know what? That's because English is so specific, man. We have a word for literally fucking everything, bro. We cannot ever let 2 things that are slightly different just be, oh yeah, those are basically the same thing. It's like, nope. If this has a slightly different color, then it's this. If this was from another place, even if they look exactly alike, then it's this. So we got words for everything, bro. One, actually a phrase, but meter la mula, which is ripping someone off. That makes sense. I don't think I ever heard that before, but I could tell what it was by reading
So
it though.
I'm sorry that I upset you. But what I was saying, I didn't
Is
mean
it
to
Mulan or
upset
is
you.
it Multa?
Um,
If it's Mulan,
I know
actually,
very
then
much
I
I was
wonder why
terrible.
that phrase is the way it is.
Because of what you did.
Do I like Playboy Cardi? I don't like him. I don't really know anything about Playboy Cardi. Like I know who he is, the vampire dude, but
Yeah, no,
I don't know any of his songs, so I can't be like, nah, I don't like him.
I
I
know it
just
still hurts.
don't know anything about him.
But I have to things
Only thing I know about Playboy Cardi is a video, cause I be sending it to people all the time. My stomach hurt. My stomach hurt.
be an excuse why I accepted $2,000 when in my heart I know that I was wrong. I know it hurt you. I am sorry. I didn't mean it. I've been through a lot of.
I know that my ex hurt you, but you know, the fact that you're talking to your ex,
They were
that
also who's
hurts me.
they? They were also saying no da a lot,
I'm sorry
and
to
I was
say you
confused
can't
for
hear
so
everything.
long. Do I like Kendrick? Not really. I just can't stand his voice, bro. I'm not saying that he's not lyrical. I'm not saying that he's not good, but
You don't
I
understand parts
personally
of my
don't
feelings.
listen to his songs. And that's just me. I'm not telling anybody else not to listen to him. It's just I can't. His voice is just like hella nasally and weird to me, bro.
You can text him it, you can leave a voice note message, however you want to do it.
As much as it hurt to give up on my friendship
How do you
with
call
you,
the thing that you
to
have
risk
on
my
your head?
identity
In
for
English, it's a do rag.
your husband
The
and
people in
kids,
Cali they say
I
panuelo,
genuinely
but
love and
that's because no one here really wears do
it's
rags.
not this word and I lose it.
And that goes back to what I just said about English. We have a word for everything. You could just say a scarf and a do rag are pretty much the same thing. A handkerchief, all of that shit is very close. A do rag.
Hi Dan, I hope you're doing great.
Oh, do rag.
Well, good news. I'm gonna be getting married soon. Well, you know that already. But like in a very short period of time. I just
Interesting.
want
Never heard someone say
to
that. Yeah, like I said, man, I respect him as an artist, but it's just not for me, man. I got like a real,
such a good friend.
I'm real picky about vocals, man.
Leaving you this message to let you know that
Real picky.
we won't be able to continue
Pañoleta.
because as you know,
Oh, okay,
I
that's
appreciate
interesting.
you.
My friend calls
I'm
it
honored
pañuelo,
that
so.
he was my priority. He is my priority. And
But yeah, do rag.
once again, I understand you. I don't think that you will be happy with your fiance, future wife, being so close to one ex, right? Same with you. And I understand. And even though you know that we have this
But
friend,
what was I about to say about
I will
Kendrick?
always be
I was
there
gonna say something. I can't remember.
and will list because I wanted to be there for you.
Yeah, like when this whole beef with him and Drake and shit's happening,
This is
I'll
the
listen
reason
to the
why I
track.
feel like we should not leave our comments.
Um,
And so,
but I probably won't listen to it again after the first time. I'll just be like, yeah, that was fire. From a from an artist standpoint, that was fire. But I just, eh, he's just not for me, man.
babe, it is time for us to act like two adults.
I haven't listened to a single one of those. I feel you.
I don't want that tension between us, you know, up until our wedding.
I feel you,
Our
bro.
exes are dead to us.
I haven't listened to any of the Rick Ross ones. I can't. It's just yeah. It's hard for me to like really get involved and listen to all of them because I don't care that much.
What about that?
But Drake's dope. So of course you know when he drops,
Let's finish making
it's
love
like everyone posted. So I'm like, I might as well listen to it.
Maybe talk.
later today. You don't deserve it. Nos fuimos de crucero.
Been on this Jersey Club part of my life. Jersey Club, bro. I haven't heard a Jersey Club track in I don't know how long, bro. What's your favorite Jersey Club track? Let's see if I know it. 90 Day Fiance Caribbean. I can tell you already that's gonna be drama. Do 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 do. The one I could put on anytime is DJ 809 Big Purr. I'm guessing that's a remix of the Coil Ray song, but I never heard the Jersey Club edition of it. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. Edwin, are you still in here? What's a word that you've learned in English recently? Watch out, you'll start dancing. Shit, now with these legs on. But I love music, man. I love music so much. People never believe, like, most people, they say, like, oh, I listen to everything, but they don't really mean it. I literally listen to everything, bro. Even in languages that I don't understand. Even before I spoke Spanish, I listened to music in Spanish because I just rocked with it so hard, bro. Like, when somebody has vocals, bro, I don't need to even know what they're saying sometimes. I'm really a lyrical guy, so lyrics hit me harder than the beat does. But still, I'm like vocals over everything, though. Oh no, I don't fuck with that genre, bro. That's like one of the few genres that I haven't heard one good track in. Not for me. I don't know what it is, bro. Something about that genre just ain't it to me. I don't know. Just not rocking with it. But I like Afro beats. I like a lot of different genres that stem from there. I don't know if you ever heard that song. Who makes that song? His name's like Fireboy or something. Peru. Peru, Peru, Peru. If you don't want me, if you don't want me, I'm in San Francisco jamming. Usually vibe music for me while coding. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe you have to recommend me a song. Cause the things I pulled up, cause there was a point in time, maybe like a year or two ago, where everyone kept saying that shit, and I'm like, what is this, bro? I thought it was a person. I finally looked it up. I see it's a genre. Every single track I looked up, I'm like, ooh, nah, I'm not rocking with this. Not rocking with this. Usually playlists. Yeah, well, the next time you hear a real fire track, bro, let me know what it's called. Cause like I said, right now, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on that genre.
Estamos a pocos días de la boda y me siento muy, muy estresada. Mucho más completo que él en vez de ayudarme está estresándome más. Necesito cosas necesarias, creo que ni tiempo vas a tener para que...
I was on funk for a bit. I think Ballet Funk was my biggest stint, though.
Exacto, paras jugando
Is
sin
that
lo que necesitamos para la
is that one or a different genre?
pasa lo mismo contigo que dejas todo al final, todo a último minuto. No sé si encontraste un juez para que nos pueda casar.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, that shit hard, bro.
¿En serio?
You really can't go wrong with that. Like if you really needed somebody to dance,
Días de casarnos y
you could throw that shit on.
ya encontraste a alguien que me
It's
maquille.
impossible to not dance to it.
Estoy esperando los consejos de...
It's just so simple, bro. It's so simple, but it's so fire.
Si ella puede.
No, Clayton, es un día especial, no es cualquier maquillaje o algo así.
No pensé que yo tengo que hacer completamente
puedes llamar a un juez o llamar a un maquillador o algo así, ¿no? No hablas inglés. I hear a lot of Spanish arguments. I mean, because the more escalated, the faster she talks.
Probably why I went towards them both for a bit. So the thing about them both, sometimes like I don't know how to explain it. That beat is more complex. It's hella fast, and you know if you get the right one, it definitely makes you move. But sometimes it's a little too much. But that Brazilian funk is always like simple, but it's hard though. I'm not really like a huge fan of them both, to be honest, bro. Like I said, it's dope sometimes, but for me, it's just sometimes it's a little too much. It's like a little too much noise. I'm like, damn, bro, this shit. Hella fast, hella screaming, hella beat. I'm like, okay, it's a lot of stimulation, bro.
But it's frustrating that she's not speaking English because wedding stuff has been me and Brandy. You think she has a desire to learn English?
How's life?
No, I shouldn't say
My
that.
life is good, man. I can't complain, man. I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm married, I'm chilling. How's your life? Yeah, and those Portuguese octaves, man. Octaves. I kind of want to learn Portuguese, man. I've like halfway started and stopped a couple of times, but I never have a reason to do it.
It would have been nice to have a little bit more help.
Always keep my head up, man. I got nothing to put it down for, bro. Like I said, I'm super blessed. Super. Better than I deserve to be, nah, bro. You're as good as you deserve to be, bro. You deserve anything good that happens to you, bro.
Si hablabas más inglés, pudieras ayudar más con llamadas.
No, pero el problema es que tú no tienes comunicación conmigo. Nunca me dices qué exactamente falta. Tuve que yo misma hacer una lista y decirte esto tenemos, esto no.
Bro, I love 90 Day Fiance because they argue with each other,
Oh, sí, esto no.
but the person that doesn't speak that language well just kind of sits there like, I can't even argue my point, man. Yeah, it's on the list, but I need to get to where I want to be in Spanish. Where are you trying to get to in Spanish, bro?
Italy's really good at gaslighting. It's frustrating because
Castro, what up, dog? Can't believe you dished us for some money, bro. Money's the root of all evil, bro. You left me out here.
Here we are going into wedding week. You know, we're about to be in the car.
C1. What do you think you're at right now? B2?
Celebrating having, happy moments, and here we are being grateful again.
I find grading a language like that very interesting. Very interesting. Rusty ass B2 because of my current situation. Fell off my hard studies. I think yeah, I think grading a language like that is interesting because, like, for instance, I know people that have taken a test in English and Spanish, and the ones that have gotten C1s, especially in English, sometimes I can't really speak for Spanish, but especially in English, I'm like, oh, hell nah, bro. There ain't no way. There's no way you're C1. But the thing is, it's just like a test for anything else. If you study for the test, you will do. Somebody was calling me. I might have went silent. But yeah, I always find it weird. I don't really know how to qualify each of those categories. So why don't you tell me, like, what C1 means to you? Like, what? How about, like, what can you not do right now that you would need to do to feel that you are at C1? gonna stay on here till about 10 today. Trying to get at least 2 hours in. I'm already past the hour. That's why I started early today, because I wasn't trying to be on here till like fucking midnight. So
like duplicate the same woman, but different horses. Yes, yes. I don't talk with horses.
I'm interested to see what you say about your level. If you want me, if you want me, in San Francisco, Johnny. C1 is produce well-structured, detailed sentences on complex subjects. Also understand a wide range of demanding longer combos. So what part of that do you think you can't do right now? That also just reminded me of something reading that. It's funny to me that let me back up a little bit. Something that I always do when I'm teaching English, after I get done talking for a long time, I ask the people, do they understand what I said? And they always say yes. Always. And then I'm like, what did I just say? And they're like, either they say, okay, I didn't understand, or they say something completely wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I wonder how many people that say like, oh, I understand 95% of everything that's said to me. I wonder how off each person's percentage is, because you can think that you're understanding what you're hearing, but if you're not at that level, you could be pulling the wrong message from whatever. I'll give you a specific example after I read your comment. Like, I can have a convo and I can keep up, but if it gets to a serious topic or it quickly switches topics, it gets rough. I just need to hop back in some chats. Just no time at the moment. I'll feel you. So the specific example, yesterday I was teaching and I told someone, don't be so hard on yourself. And I'm like, you know, it just, I said it's difficult, so don't be so hard on yourself. And the way the person's face looked, I'm like, why did they take that like that? Like, why? Like, that should be a positive thing. And I asked, did you understand what I said? Yeah, I got it. Okay, what did I say? I told them to tell me in Spanish. And they told me, basically, they thought I said, it's not that difficult. Like, it's not that hard to get. I was just like, no, absolutely not. That's not what I said. Like, no. That's why I had to tell them what I actually said. And I'm like, damn, I wonder how many times people have misconstrued messages that badly, and you would never even know, bro. Because people think that they're understanding what they're hearing, but it might be completely off, especially at those lower levels. I had a Spanish friend come from out of town and I messed up a phrase and it hit me kind of hard because it's such a simple phrase that I used to use constantly. That makes sense. That happens. Yeah, nah, language, you can definitely lose language, but to me, it's like, I don't know, playing basketball or any other sport or any other skill. We don't have to use sports. If there was like 10 levels, or it doesn't even matter how many levels there are. I feel like you can only drop down so many levels. So if we use this, you know, A1 to C2 scale, if you reach C1, you're not gonna drop back into the A's. It's just not gonna happen. I feel like if I didn't speak Spanish for like 2 more years, I still would be able to have a convo. I think I would just have to struggle with the vocabulary that I would want to use. But I don't think there's a possible way besides brain damage that I could just lose all of the Spanish that I have and be to a point where I'm like, ah, damn, I can't even speak or I don't understand what people are saying to me. You know, same as English. If you don't study, if you don't read and shit like that, like you'll definitely forget academic vocab and advanced vocab and shit, but you'll never go back to talking like a 5-year old. You're too far past that. It's too ingrained into your brain. So um, that's why I do think it's good to just like go as far as you can, um, for as long as you can before you maybe like take time off. Like I don't take time off from anything really. I just try to develop it in a way where I don't need time off. But some people like to like work in spurts, take time off. But to me, that's like setting yourself up for failure. Castro all the time. What, saying the wrong thing or think you understanding something and you're not understanding it. That happens a lot. That's why I always ask people. I'm like, you understand what I just said? Hell nah. The funniest thing is like I'll be explaining to somebody, um, like something that we're about to do. I'm like, all right, we're gonna have a pretend conversation, okay? I'm gonna say this, and you'll say this, and then we'll do it like that. And I'll be like, okay, go, and it'll just be like this, okay, and I'll be like, okay, and they'll be like, okay, and I'm like, did you understand what I said? Yeah. Okay, why aren't you talking then? And they're like, can you repeat, please? I'm like, yeah, you didn't understand none of that shit, bro. Saluda a tu mamá. What did you say? What happened in that, uh, what happened in that combo that messed you up? People take things wrong. It's because, man, it's like language has a lot of connotation in it. Everything that you say has like another meaning based on the culture that you're in. And yeah, just where you're from. So, like, I was trying to tell one of my students yesterday that uh, giving something up has a connotation of like quitting, right? And it was hard for her to understand that because she was like, so I can't say like I gave up on teaching. And I'm like, yeah, you can, but I would say I stopped teaching because giving up on it means like, I don't know, it's kind of like it defeated you, right? Like there's a little connotation. If you say I gave up on my relationship, it's true, but it sounds like it broke you. I gave up on this. So it just kind of depends. You can use stuff some places and you can't use it in other places. He corrected me and it hit me kind of hard, probably because of how much I studied and how far I've slipped. I wouldn't think about that so much, man. I mess stuff up all the time, bro. Like, shit, I be messing stuff up in English, bro. Sometimes you just mess up the most basic shit, bro. I always look at it like in two different ways, bro. Either I didn't know that shit and I got it wrong and that's cool, or I definitely knew that shit, so I just consider it a mistake. You know what I mean? There's no real middle ground for me. I'm like, either I didn't know it, or I definitely knew it and I just fucked up. Whatever, not a big deal. I probably would be more upset if I made like a basic gender mistake. Like if I said la agua, I would probably be like, oh damn, like I'm really fucking up, like, cause that's like first day stuff for me. But anything past that, I'll just be like, oh yeah, bro, it's my second language. I fucked up, my bad, bro. And the guy, Castro knows him. Will, bro, if I make a mistake around that guy, instant corrections, bro. I'm like, bitch, I know I fucked up, all right? If you would have given me 0.5 seconds, I would have corrected myself. It's the first time I got to speak Spanish in Navidad Real. I was super excited, but super rusty. Wish he lived here. Yeah, that'd be nice, man. It's definitely nice to have someone to talk to all the time. Bro, I learned so many fucking words from my physical therapist. That shit's crazy, bro. She talks like a fucking machine gun too, bro. Like 100 words a minute. I'd be like, yo, I need you to take a little break. Let me catch up. What do you think about people who are assholes for their own entertainment? I think they're childish. That's something that I did when I was like 12 years old. Like literally, I used to get serious enjoyment out of uh, aggravating people because I'm like, wow, like I have the power to influence their behavior basically. Because I'm like, yeah, you can never make me mad. So the fact that I could really get people upset by just saying random shit, I thought that was hilarious. But I was a kid, you know. And if you're a grown man doing that, I'm kind of like, why? Why are you doing that, bro? Like, put your energy into something productive. Talking on these apps just gets tiring. I think I definitely understand that, but I think that's more so if the conversation is like random. You know what I mean? If you're just doing it for the act of speaking Spanish, I can definitely see how that would be tiring. But I think if you're talking about stuff that genuinely interests you, like that's what I always tell people, like for podcasts and movies and shit like that. They're always like, "Oh, can you recommend something or what? I need a good podcast to listen to." I'm like, "Well, it just depends, bro, because I listen to podcasts about either psychology or fighting, bro. So to me, I'm not like, fuck, about to listen to a Spanish podcast. I'm just literally listening to something that I like, and I feel the same way about talking to people. I won't try to make conversation with someone simply to talk Spanish if I don't have a good conversation with them. I hate the introduction phase every night. Oh, you literally be talking about random people. Stuff I like I can't find. What do you like, bro? I'll help you find that shit. Have you watched JCS? What's that? I'll make a say, hey, oh, oh. Sci-fi, and I've been searching hard. I need something more specific than that, though. Are you trying to watch a sci-fi movie, a show, podcast about sci-fi movies? Oh, okay, you are looking for movies. It's a criminal psychology YouTube channel. Without some information, I can't say that I've seen it. Without more information, I can't say that I've seen it, but it doesn't sound familiar, so I would have to say no. TV and movies. And you're not looking for dubs, you're looking for original sci-fi movies. I bet you I can find some. Bro, the best place to find stuff is actually Reddit because the same shit that people do in English, they do in Spanish, where they go into Reddit threads and they say like, hey, I'm looking for this, and then you get a bunch of replies. I'm actually in the subreddit Libros, and that's where I get a lot of my books in Spanish from because somebody will ask a question and they say, oh, I'm looking for the most difficult literature that I can find. And like I said, these are not Spanish learners. These are just literally people in Spanish-speaking countries that are asking for stuff. So I'm like, they're gonna get good stuff because it's for them. A lot of times you ask for something when you're learning a language, people are trying to guide you to language learning material instead of just giving you real content in the language. So that's why I like going on Reddit. One of my favorite short films got made into a movie and I can't find it. What's the short film? My favorite short film of all time is called Six Shooter. It's amazing. Irish. Super interesting insights into the minds of murderers and stuff. I can't remember if I read that already. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not really into murderers. I don't know why, bro. Like everyone's like impressed and fascinated by serial killers and shit or people that kill people. That shit does nothing for me, bro. I'm not interested in what they thought. I'm not interested in why they did it. Like shit never makes sense. And I'm just like, what am I watching this for? The one I said earlier? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I see Salta. What is Salta about? Uh, it's on YouTube called Einstein Rosen. I'm gonna find you some stuff, bro. I need to get some kind of contact info from you. WhatsApp or some shit. Then I could send you links that I find. But like I said, bro, I'll be on Reddit heavy looking for stuff. Anything I want, I go on Reddit. It's always there, bro. Reddit has never let me down. Not even once, bro. But I love science fiction, man. And man, I had like I don't really know the word for it, but I had like a trippy mental experience. You know, if you only know one language, you could still think about this concept even if you only know one language. But it's something that I never really cared or thought about, right? But speaking two languages, especially watching fighting and shit, because a lot of the fighters are often from Spanish-speaking countries. They'll have translators, and sometimes these guys are so ass at translating, bro. I'm like, dude, the fans don't even know how cool the shit that the dude just said was because the translator was ass. Like he literally did like some kind of like Google translation in his head because he didn't know the equivalent phrase in English. And man, I was actually doing exactly what I just said. I was on Reddit looking for something, and then someone said this book is good, but I don't think the Spanish translation is good. And I was like, oh shit. I never really thought about like all the psychology books and shit that I read are English translations of these guys from like Germany and France and shit like that. And I'm like, I wonder how much stuff they fucked up. I'm sure that shit's like heavily regulated, and they probably have multiple people like checking over it and stuff. But some stuff just gets lost when you go from one language to the next language just because of culture differences and stuff like that. Like, uh, I think I talked about this last live stream, but like chisme, right? Like that shit, you cannot translate it into English because we only have gossip, and gossip is never positive. It's not something like it's acceptable to say, oh, me gusta el chisme, me encanta el chisme in Spanish. You could say that. Some people might not like it, but some people will say that. You can't really say I like gossiping in English. That shit just sounds bad, bro. So, it's just some stuff I just wonder like how much feeling and meaning gets lost in stuff when you translate a whole book. Or even this book that I have right here. Right? It's the autobiography of a yogi. But let me see what the original language is. It's printed in Colombia. I'm gonna guess the original language is English, but I don't see uh, like a translation message. Anyways, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I mean this person's from India, so but it's stuff like that. Like a lot of the stuff in the book, like they won't even translate it. They'll put the Indian word, or like, I don't even know what it's called, Hindi, or I don't know what language it's in, but they'll put it in that language, and then in parentheses they'll basically say it's like this. And I'm like, the fact that you didn't want to translate it and you wanted to leave it alone means that there's a cultural significance behind it that can't be translated. So now every time I read something, I think about all my favorite books that I read. There's a book that I read when I was a kid. It was called Blindness. That was my favorite book when I was a kid. I thought that shit was amazing. I think they made a movie about it later, but I never watched it because I already read the book. And I didn't even know that shit wasn't made in English. I thought it was an English book because I was a kid. I never thought about translations and shit. Then I find out that shit is not English. And I see the name and I'm thinking the guy speaks Spanish. I look it up. This guy's from fucking Brazil. And I was like, yo. So I copped the book in Spanish. And I started reading it. And I'm like, bro, this shit's different. I remember how it was in English. It's not the same. So, anyways, point is, don't translate. Rolando, what up? How long you been on? I've been on for an hour and a half, bro. I got on early today because I don't want to stay on till fucking midnight. So I'm gonna be on till 10, probably 10:30 at the latest. I'm kind of tired today, man. I didn't get a good nap like I normally do.
This feels worse than disappointing my own parents, letting Citra's dad down, because we really have a strong bond. So like, it honestly breaks my heart messing up and giving this news to him. Seeing the disappointment in his eyes, there's nothing else. Trying to take the next step, turn this around.
Ya no te aferres.
I just don't know. I'm nervous.
Damn, chat got quiet. I talk too much about books. That short film is what helped me get into Spanish. I'm gonna have to look that up. Remember how I mentioned Islamic apologist and you didn't know what I was talking about? Yeah, I remember that. To me, a religious apologist has a specific meaning. Is it the word apologist? Yes. I mean, I know what I know what Islamic means. But when you say apologist, to me that's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's saying that this thing is bad and you're basically caping for it, like a rape apologist. So to hear that next to a religious word is kind of weird to me, because you're basically saying that religion is bad, which you might believe, but it's just weird to me. I tried Netflix, but I didn't have a single show I liked. Damn, bro. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good shows on Netflix, bro, but it just depends on what you're into. If you're only into science fiction, then yeah, you might have a problem. But there's a lot of Spanish speaking shows. Have you seen El Marginal? That's my favorite show from Argentina. I liked Eva. Oh, is it Everlasting or is it Everlasting? Or I guess it's in Spanish. I'll say it. Everlasting. Never heard of it. It happens so much with religion that they developed a discipline out of it. Interesting. That's not what the word apologetics means. What does apologist mean to you? Apologetic, I don't know, but apologist, I know what a rape apologist is. So that's what I'm saying. That word, like, bro, the word apology, you're basically, like I said, you're basically caping for the thing. You're saying sorry, but it's not really like that. It's like this: reason, arguments, or writings in justification of something. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you have to justify something, to me, this is personal. I don't know. This is my understanding of justifying something. And you're trying to explain to someone else why this thing is okay. Um, which to me is never like I would never say like I don't know like imagine saying you're a fucking Mexican apologist. You'll be like, what do you mean, bro? Like you're just Mexican. I couldn't stand Money Heist. I watched I think the first 2 seasons. I watched until they did the heist. Whatever the new season was, like literally they were like, we need to go back and get blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm turning this shit off, bro. I turned it off and I was finished. I liked it for what it was, but that was it. A grape apologist is just one example of apologist. I don't doubt it. There's no such thing as a Mexican apologist. That's my point. That's my point. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put apologist next to something that I don't think needs to be justified. Rolando's a Mexican apologist, y'all.
Vamos en camino a Indiana y realmente me siento muy contenta con lo que acaba de pasar, porque no pensé que a días de la boda ya esté en esta situación y que implica que su mamá se está quejando de mí.
Cheque, puedes ver los quiz para ver si están buenos.
Están quietos, quietos.
Quietos.
Decirme que estuviste hablando con tu mamá y se lo des.
5 people in the chat. What y'all doing, man? Man, 90 Day Fiance is fucking hilarious to me, bro. It's the only dude on the show that has like okay Spanish. He be struggling, but he's decent.
Lo que más me molesta es que no comprenda.
Did I watch Fallout? No, I've been seeing everyone talk about it. I don't even know like where that shit popped up at. Like what platform is it on or I don't know anything, bro.
Hablarían un poco de español. También sigo
Fallout was good. It's a movie or a series?
dejar ir el tema.
Only Fallout I ever knew was a game. The word apología is derived from the Bible. Here's the example of origin. Always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you, yet do it with gentleness and respect. That still doesn't really change what I think about it. Cause like I said, to defend something, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it further. I'm not saying that the term doesn't exist, and I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true. But to me, like I said, I only do it in the context of a rape apologist or a terrorist apologist. So uh, that that word definitely has a connotation in English. And like I said, to defend something, that means someone else is saying it's bad, and you feel the need to defend it. If someone told me to justify being black, I'll just be like, suck my dick. That's what my justification is. I'm not gonna tell them, hey, I'm a human being just like you, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a black apologist. I'm just black. It's translated as give a reason for. I know. Like I totally understand everything you're saying now, but like I said, I wouldn't say that about something that I believed in because I wouldn't feel the need to justify it or give a reason for it. And really, I mean, it's different with every religion, but a lot of religions will be like, bro, you don't need to. If they don't believe, then they don't believe. I'm surprised that there are Islamic apologists. It's a series, Evan. I'm gonna check it out. I got Amazon Prime. Hopefully, it's good. Muslim apologists identify as apologists. Religious apologists identify as apologists. Google religious apologetics. I'm definitely not gonna do that because, like I said, I got enough from what you said. I'm not saying that they don't identify it. I'm telling they don't identify as that. I'm telling you what it sounds like to me and what it would sound like to someone that doesn't know about the field of apologetics. No, I don't know anything about the field of apologetics because I don't care about religion. Like, not in the slightest, bro. So it's not something that I will be looking into. Like, I'm not going to Google it because I don't care to know anything else about it. I can't tell if you're asking Rolando if he's trolling or if you're asking me, am I trolling Rolando? But if you're asking me, I'm not trolling Rolando. I also can't believe you think that the word apologist has a negative connotation. It definitely does if you don't know anything about the field of apologetics, which I don't. I can guarantee you, if you ask someone what an apologist is, not someone that you know that's religious, ask random people, they're probably gonna say something similar because that's how it's used at large for people that are not into that stuff. I literally only hear that word in negative situations. So no, I was very ignorant to the field of apologetics, and I probably will continue to remain somewhat ignorant because, like I said, I'm not gonna look into it much. Like I said, I got some pretty good information from your comments. Now I know, but I'm not gonna look into it. No, Evan, he's not trolling. I wonder if anyone on 90 Day Fiance actually is trying to make that work, or if they're just trying to get to America. The fact that you're asking bewilders me. He doesn't know you, bro. How would he know if you're trolling or not? Why would it be a troll? Because you keep going further and further into it. That's why. If I didn't know you, I probably would think you were trolling. But I've seen you do this 1,000 times. And to your credit, you have acknowledged that once you get something on your mind, you just kind of obsess over it. Technically, you taught me a new word, though. It's like how you said, Jaden. Ooh, you spelled my name wrong. You know some words, and I know others. It's true. That's what I just said. You just taught me a new word. Well, you taught me a new sense of the word, not a new word, but like I said, not only hear that word in very, very negative situations. But yes, we always learn new words. That's why I love learning, man. I just think it's comical how such a basic word to me means something so radically different to someone else. Yeah, that's part of language, man. That's what I was talking about that in the beginning of this live. How everything has a connotation to someone. There's some, for instance, actually, even in Spanish, bro. One of my students told me, because I said no me importa, right? But I was responding to something she said. There was two options, and she asked me which one, and I said no me importa. Like, but not in a, to me, it wasn't in a rude way. And she was just like, she was like, hey, just so you know, like, it's better to say como quieras because that's kind of rude to say no me importa. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, well, thanks for that. Today, my physical therapist was talking about rude stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, like if I say no me importa. She's like, that's not rude. She was like, I would say that. And I'm like, yeah, but if there's like two options, it's better to say como quieras, right? And she was just like, no, I would say no me importa. And I'm like, oh, well, but that's how it is. Depending on the experiences that you've had in your life, depending on where you grew up, some things are rude, some things aren't. You just kind of don't know, man. When I moved to the Pacific Northwest, people would get pissed when I would say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And I'd just be like, bro, that's just like manners where I'm from. It's not, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not like trying to offend you. Like, it is comical. I'm a writer and there's a vast amount of words I don't know. Bro, I see words I don't know every single day. Literally. And the more you read and the more words you see that you don't know, you just like kind of think like, how smart am I really? Isn't it weird how in English some people have the same name? Or what is that supposed to say? I think you missed the word. Oh, yeah, you did mean same name. In Spanish, it's usually with X and J, like Jimenez and Jimenez. I don't think it's that weird because there's a lot of stuff that's like, it's basically anglicized. Like lots of names that starts with J that are said like J's, like English J's. It's just because they basically came from English. That's why. It's funny because I'm in this little Spanish learning group chat. One of the guys was reading, and he kept saying Joel, Joel, and I'm like, oh, bro, that's Joel. And he's like, but it's a J, and I'm like, yeah, but it's Joel though. Bro, I hate people that say that. You hate people that say what? Yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, or what? Ahora veo que cuentas. ¿Cómo aprendiste español? No sé, bro. No sé, es que hablo con la gente en la calle. El mundo me enseñó. Gente como tú. Where did my chopstick go? I do know a guy named Joel, pronounced Joel. That's ugly. I don't know nobody like that.
The type of situations we would go through, and because it's been long distance, there's been things that I haven't had a chance to see, and that's kind of
Todo bien por
the
acá,
last
bro.
3 months
No
has
me
been
puedo
spent
quejar.
doing. It's ridiculous, but that's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see these things.
I see this in the first couple of years.
Because there wasn't a moment where
They
we
hate
were
that I
going
say
through
that
all
because
this
I
stuff.
use sir for everyone and they think it's for old people. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. I basically, for the most part, I broke the habit when I was in Washington. But it's pretty natural for me to say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. It's just the polite thing to me. It's just normal. I don't really think too much about it, unless someone is 100% younger than me, and even still, if they're like at their job or something, I was like, hey, excuse me, sir, can you help me with this? But it's not. I don't know. It's not a. It's nothing crazy to me. It wasn't crazy until I moved out there, and they just like fucking can't stand that shit, bro. They don't like people holding the door open for them. They don't like a lot of shit, bro. But that's my point. Connotations, man, of words, actions. It's just different. Depends on where you go. Depends on the people that you're talking to. That's why it's kind of important to, if you go somewhere, it's important to take in the culture, the surroundings, to learn about stuff so that you don't make a big mistake. Or just so that you can just have a better time, blend in better. I bet being in the military solidified your use of sir, ma'am. Mm-mm. The opposite. You will get in trouble if you call somebody sir, ma'am that doesn't have the rank for it. So you get fucked up in the beginning because you're like, I mean, not me, but lots of people are like kind of on edge. And someone's like, get your ass over there. You're like, yes, sir. And they're like, what did you just call me? Do I look like a sir? Do I have that rank? And then you're just like, just trying to be polite. I learned early respond to an adult with yeah, and I'm in trouble. Yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. From them, yep. Exactly, bro. Feel like that's just Southern manners, but I never knew how different Midwest is until I went to the West Coast. Hell yeah.
Citrus family just arrived from Indonesia.
The military confuses me. I think it confuses everybody that's not a part of it,
Because I had some of my medicine
to
on
be
me.
honest. Hella abbreviations, hella ranks, hella a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. You know what really pisses me off? Even though I understand it now, lieutenant and colonel. God, I can't stand the spelling of those words, bro. Pisses me off. Like you just look at that shit and you just have to say colonel. And I'm like, this shit does not say colonel, bro. I know it came from French and the languages got mixed up, and I'm just like, I don't care, bro. Why are we still spelling it like this? We can change the spelling to make it say colonel instead of colonel. Like that shit makes no sense to me, bro. My mom used to pop me in the head and say, put an S on that, yeah. You know what, bro? I couldn't even say yes in my house. It had to be yes, ma'am. If I would have said yes, I would still got in trouble. Yes was something that I could maybe get away with saying to somebody that wasn't my parents. The West Coast is different, facts. I don't know the difference between those. A lieutenant is a lower rank than a colonel. Don't they say a lieutenant? I don't know what that is, bro. I'm not in England. I've never been a part of the military, so I wouldn't know. Any British dudes we worked with wouldn't. We wouldn't call them by their rank. We'll call them by the rank that we know. It is coronel in Spanish, but in English it's not. We say colonel in English. That's the point. But you don't spell it like colonel. You spell it Colonel. That shit does not say colonel, bro. I could say yes, but yeah was a no go. I wouldn't dare respond with what. Oh hell nah, yeah, bro, nah. Let me think. I can't say I ever got in trouble for saying yes. I just think I knew instinctively not to do it. It was too close to yeah. I don't think I would want to take that risk. But maybe I could have said it. I don't think so. Sami Sabir. Oh, cool. You teach Spanish? No, I don't teach Spanish. I speak it, but I teach English. I don't teach Spanish. My mom was an English major, so my house was rough. Damn. I remember my grandma snuck me one time, backhanded with a swollen hand in the mouth. God damn, bro. That's some trauma right there, bro. Mike, serious question, bro. Are you gonna whoop your kids? I'm not gonna judge you no matter what you say, bro. But the more I look back on it and the more I think about my kids, I'm like, I can't do that to my kids, bro. Even if I do think that it was good for me, but I'm not gonna whip my kids. I just can't, bro. Or at least I'm saying that now. It's just not it's not something I think is good. I want to say no, but I don't know. Yeah, I will respectfully. Yeah, I just can't do it, man. And like I said, I feel the same way, Mike. I'm saying no, but I guess like the way I think about it, I'm like either they're too young to understand what you're saying, so hitting them won't help because they don't know why they're getting hit. Or they're old enough to know what you're saying, and hitting them's not gonna help because they know what you're saying and they're just choosing to rebel anyways. So it's kind of tough. I feel like hitting is like kind of barbaric, but I don't know. Don't know. Have you ever looked at the rank structure of the British Army? No, I have not. I do not care about the British Army, bro. The 90-pound woman struck fear in me, and I'm twice her size. That 90-pound woman. Do you feel like whoopings were bad for you? No, not for me. I wouldn't. I don't know. I got two minds about it, bro, because it definitely kept me out of trouble in the sense that like I was terrified of my dad, bro. Like I was like, I can't take the chance. Like, bro, if I would have ended up in jail, my dad would have killed me, bro. Or if I do this, my dad will literally kill me, bro. I was like, nah, hell nah. I'm more scared of my dad than I'm scared of you. You could call me a hoe or something like that, but I ain't riding in the car with no straps in me and stuff like that. But at the same time, it put a little space in between me and my parents, bro. I didn't feel like I could be open with them about stuff. 'Cause I wasn't trying to get my ass whipped, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's tough. I definitely think I didn't get the worst of it. My parents evolved over time. They just were doing what they thought was best. My older sister got the worst of it. It was a little less with me. My little sister, I think she got whooped one time ever. And that's pushing it. I don't even think her shit was a real whooping. And she turned out fine. She's a little spoiled, but she turned out good. Like I said, I think the ones I got were mainly deserved. Maybe not as hard as I maybe shouldn't have got whooped that hard, but it wasn't like I was just getting whooped for no reason. I was doing dumb shit. Bro, I stole something when I was like 8. My mom whooped me and I never stole it to this day. A conversation might have worked, but I do recall the belt hitting me. Yeah, okay. Now I get what you're saying. I'm not raising a thief. Nah, I definitely get what you're saying. And I guess what I would say too is that like just because something worked doesn't mean that it's good. It doesn't mean that we have to do it too. So it's tough to answer that question because I do think that it stopped me from doing bad stuff, but I don't think, especially with how intelligent I am, I understand consequences, bro. Like I do think that if my parents would have just been thorough with explanations and said like, hey, if you do this, You're not gonna get to do this no more. We'll take this away. We'll blah blah blah. I know it doesn't work on some kids. For me, that would have worked, bro. Like the little bit of things that I care about in this world, I don't want to lose them. So if my parents would have said, bro, you don't get this no more, bro, I would have tightened up. But I get it, that won't work for everybody. I stole a deck of cards and she took me in the school bathroom and beat the mess out. Didn't touch a deck of cards for years. See, that's what I'm talking about, though. It has like some good to it, but then it probably has some real bad trauma attached to it too. I do feel like parenting correctly would help you avoid having to get whoopings. I agree. That's what I think too. Yeah, I have two sisters, bro. I got an older one and a younger one. We're 6 years apart on either side. I get the whole slave hand me down the beatings, but what's the alternative? A 7-year-old doesn't understand logic at the level that we do. You gotta follow it up with love, though. But see, that can be a problem too, bro. Because then you start, if you're a kid, you might start attaching violence with love, and it's like, I'm not saying that that's automatically gonna happen, but that's what lots of abusive people do. They'll smack the shit out of their girl or something and be like, I ain't wanna have to do that. You made me do that because you got me a hype and shit like that. But you know I love you and shit like that. So that's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. I don't think like let's just use your situation, right? 7-year-old steal something out of a store. You could beat the shit out of them and say don't steal no more. Is that necessarily gonna stop them? It could, depending on their personality. It might make them just say, next time I need to make sure this motherfucker don't see me stealing it. Then you just get better at being a criminal. That's how a lot of stuff was for me. I never stopped doing bad stuff. But I made sure that there was absolutely no way that my parents could find out. Like 100%. If I thought my parents could find out, I'd be like, nah, hell no, I can't do it, bro. But if I was sure I was gonna trick them, I would. Like I can't believe people like snuck out the house and shit. I was like, nah, bro. My mom literally be busting my door down at like 1 a.m. And I just be like, what did I do? And she would be like, nothing. And walk away. I was like, what the fuck? My mom never left my side. Super clingy and super protective. She got 2 teachers fired. God damn, bro. Is that called dissociation? Is that supposed to be disassociation? Disassociation trauma, being afraid of something because of a negative experience, like Mike's deck of card example. I think it depends on how it happens, but yeah, I really don't see myself hitting my kids like that, but it all depends on my kids' intelligence. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. If you're, like we said, if you're raising your kid right and they're smart, you wouldn't have to beat them the fuck up for them to understand, like, hey, this is not a good thing to do. I do want my kids to feel comfortable telling me anything, even if my daughter is having sex or something like that. I need to know. Yeah, but man, like beatings and closeness just kind of don't go together, bro. And I think that's the tricky thing about parenting too. Like I used to be kind of jealous of people that be like, oh yeah, my mom and my dad's my best friend. I could tell them anything. I'd be like, what the fuck? But sometimes they'll take that shit too far, bro, and then they wouldn't have no respect for the authority either. My kids definitely need to know, like, I am your dad. I make the rules here. But I don't want them to be like, bro, I can't explain to you the terror of my dad being angry, bro. Like I literally want to like fucking hide under the bed because I didn't know what was gonna happen. Not that he was like crazy abusive or nothing, but the fear from the beatings when we were young was enough to last you. That shit still lasts to this day, bro. That shit is enough to last forever, bro. It's like what they do to elephants. You know, they tie baby elephants up to the tree, beat the shit out of them or whatever. And those elephants never forget that. They become adults and they're still scared of these little ass humans because they remember, oh, the stick means I get beat the fuck up. You know, so. She started getting smart though and taking the PlayStation. That's what I'm saying. Like, really, that shit is enough. We used to make fun of white kids for that shit. We used to be like, man, taking a motherfucking iPad ain't gonna do nothing. But if it's something that you care about, it will. It just depends on how you implement it. beating is the wrong word. I don't know. It depends on how hard it was. How old were you when you got your last whooping? My last one, when I was like 8 or 9. Uh, my last one was when I was in 8th grade, bro. When we had moved back to Killeen, because I had hit my sister, my little sister. My dad was pissed, bro. He beat the shit out of me. I was. How old are you in 8th grade? 12? That was the last one. And my dad has admitted to me that he basically cried after that shit. He just was like, "What am I doing, bro? Like, why am I doing this to my son?" And that was literally the last time he ever whooped me. Because it was unnecessary. It just was. Like, I was old enough. Bro, bro, she smacked me first of all. So I smacked her back. But you can't touch the princess, though. Oh, yeah, nah, I was getting my ass whooped, bro. It wasn't often, but when it happened, though, that shit it was something, bro. It was something. A conversation at that age would have been much better. I agree. I agree. I do think the younger you are, the more it might do for you. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, maybe. You know, if a kid's not supposed to be touching something, it's kind of, you know, if it's the stove, yeah, you could just let them burn their hand to learn a lesson. But maybe for something else, you're like, I need to smack their hand. Like, I need to just let them know that that's not okay right now. They'll know from the smack that that's not okay right now. I don't really consider that the same thing as whooping somebody's ass. I wouldn't put my hands on my kids after the age of 9. That makes sense. Taking stuff works, but after working with kids for years, some kids don't give a fuck about nothing you take from them. I would say that means they've gotten to a point. Um, they had to develop that though, bro. Like, they don't have a good home life if they just don't care about nothing that you do to them. That's what I'm saying. That means their home life is so bad that they're just, I don't give a fuck, bro. There's nothing you could do to me because, like, what's worse than what I'm going through? You know what I'm saying? But for kids like me, like, I had a good life. I like coming home and playing my PlayStation. I like talking to my friends and shit, bro. When I would get my phone taken, those would be like the worst times in the world, bro. I get to school, motherfuckers would be like, "Bro, you didn't hear about blah blah blah? We was texting you all night, fool." I'd be like, "Bro, my parents took my phone, bro." I'd be like, "Damn, bro, I didn't even know that shit happened, bro." They'd be like, "Oh yeah, you ain't see, bro? LeBron went off. He did this." I'm like, "Damn, can't watch no TV for another week, bro." I ain't need to get whooped, to be honest, bro. Like, maybe when I was real little, but definitely not. Bro, probably past like 6, 7 years old, bro. I didn't need to get whooped. Most of our kids are not gonna get this bad. If you love on the kid and show them consequences from a young age, they'll be alright. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But you know, it's real easy to say you're gonna be the perfect parent and everything. Everybody thinks that shit, and then they project their insecurities on their kid and fuck a whole bunch of stuff up, and they're like, his parenting shit is tough, bro. I had a good life. I thought you were saying goodbye. No, nah, definitely not, bro. I would never off myself, bro. The only way I would off myself is if I found myself in a zombie movie. I don't, I, I don't understand apocalypse movies, bro. I said that before, but if everything is done, bro, I'm not gonna be trying to survive, bro. For what? For what, bro? I don't understand. Like, I Am Legend and shit, bro. Everybody's dead. These motherfuckers searching for the last colony on Earth. Like, no, bro. I don't want to live with no electricity, waiting for zombies to come get us one day. Hell nah. I'm good, bro. We live in like peak civilization, bro. We've been exposed to too much good stuff. I don't ever want to go back to no electricity, no showers, motherfuckers taking baths on the river and shit. I'm good off that, bro. I'm finding the very first pistol. I won't be shooting no zombies. I'll be shooting myself. Let me think. Is there any apocalypse movies that I would have wanted to survive in? Nah. Nah. That's the only way I would do it, though. In real life, I would never off myself. Or if I was gonna get taken hostage by somebody that I thought was gonna kill me, I'd be like, nah, let me do this first. I'm guessing you don't like camping. Camping's okay, but that's like a break away from civilization. It's not the same thing as never having it again. Like, oh man, I'm just thinking about how musty people would be, bro. Like eventually the deodorant would run out. Oh man. I like nature. Not that much. Imagine the subsequent generations after that last remaining colony. It's gonna be a whole lot of incest up in there. Most likely, depending on how many people there are. But I guess that's how the world probably mainly started in the first place. So. But yeah, nah, I ain't trying to live that life, bro. Especially like, bro, just think about like, I think we talked about this before, but bro, people used to like die from diarrhea, bro, because they didn't have electrolyte solutions and shit. All of that stuff would be basically lost. We'll have no way to access Google and shit like that. And if you don't have like a real doctor in that colony, a real scientist, a real inventor, like that colony could suck, bro. It's very possible that eventually in your lifetime stuff could be rebuilt. I mean, that's assuming that the zombies get killed too. Like I said, they're still out there. Then it's just a matter of time that they're closing in on you. But imagine breaking some shit and it's like, is there any doctors? And they're like, nah, dog. there's no MDs in this colony. Bro, you're fucked. Honestly, I be feeling real bad for animals, bro. I be seeing videos where like deer, dogs, all kind of animals be having like 2 broken legs. Motherfuckers just be like scooting on the ground. I'm like, damn, bro. They can't even kill themselves, bro. They literally just have to scoot around until something eats them or until they die. Like, that's so trash, bro. Unless a human saves them. Touch the wrong plant. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. Somebody has to do all of that experimentation, bro. Mother Nature is very cruel, 100%. It's cruel, but it's fair. Don't favor nobody, bro. They just is what it is. Speaking of which, I saw this dude on TikTok. He was from can't remember where he was from, Ecuador, Venezuela, some country. And he went to India and he was making a video eating street food. And that shit cut to the next scene. And he was in the hospital like, no vengan a la India, no vengan a la India, por favor. La comida es horrible. And he was just screaming. And like, brother, doctors, like they used a disposable glove to wrap around his arm to inject the stuff. I'm like, bro, they don't even got the right equipment, bro. And then, yeah, like, whatever bacteria he got from the street food was fucking his stomach up, bro. Nah, he didn't die, not yet. But, bro, he was literally in the ER just, like, screaming. And everyone was just kind of just like, bro, you got sick from the food? But, bro, first of all, it was hard for me to have sympathy for him, bro. I was looking at the clip. I'm like, bro, these pots are on the ground, bro. Like, dude that was making his sandwich, like, he don't got nowhere to wash his hands, bro. This dude's, like, sitting in a squat with a whole bunch of pots on the ground. He like grab some bread, grab like a handful of like something, put it on there. Grabbed a handful of something else, put it on there. I'm like, bro, hell no, I ain't eating that shit, bro. I don't know where your hands been. I mean, they could be doing that in a restaurant, but I don't know about it. And they probably wash their hands, probably, or they probably touch it with gloves. But bro, but you know, Will won't even eat street food here, bro. Like he'll just be like, hell no, I don't know how long that shit's been sitting out. I don't know how well it's cooking in that thing. Like he's just like, no, I don't eat street food. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I just kind of thought everybody did that, but he's just like, no. He's like, I will not eat nothing that's not regulated. And I was like, oh, okay. I've eaten a couple of things here. Nothing's happened to me, but Axa has had a few reactions. So I'm not gonna lie, I got a pretty strong immune system. Even when I was in Puerto Rico, bro, I was drinking that fucking tap water. Bro, I saw some shit. I don't know if it was on TV or what, but that shit was like, if you're in these, if you're in these cities in Puerto Rico, do not drink the tap water because it will fucking hurt you. I was chugging that shit, boy. Well,
What? I thought you saw.
but he was walking towards me, bro.
Looking towards the dresser.
Last person that walked towards me like that got dealt with.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
About to find out, bro.
What you gonna do?
You stupid. You about to step on me, Echo.
Can I have a sip of
Folks
this?
take the cultural experience too serious. Yeah, hell nah, bro. Not in India. That's not something I would do. I wouldn't go there in the first place, but I definitely eat their food. Mike, actually remind me to send you videos of Indian street food, bro. You'll throw up. People have told me not to eat street food in Mexico City. They say, what?
Sorry. Who said that?
Rolando.
I didn't get sick in Mexico, and I
That's
ate
not what he
everything.
said. He said they say dog meat is not uncommon.
I told you that.
Yeah. Hey, the dude that did my tattoo, what was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Dude that did my tattoo 2 weeks ago. He's from here, but he loves to travel and shit. And he told us he ate dog meat, and we was like, what the fuck, bro? And he's like, yeah, but it's not like pets. It's like Chinese people grow them just for eating. And he was like, you don't know what you're eating. He's like, when you eat a taco, they could tell you that shit's birria, and it could be a dog, and you won't know. We're like, I guess, but that shit really be happening, bro. So think about that the next time you eat some tacos.
No.
When I worked in a restaurant, I was shocked at how many people go to the bathroom and come back, digging in their nose, picking up food off the floor, putting it right back in the oven. Yeah, I just accept that as a part of food service, to be honest. As long as they heat that motherfucker up afterwards, bro. I think it's hella disrespectful if you do that after the food is cooked. Like, if you drop that shit on the ground when it's frozen, that's different than dropping my shit on the ground when it's already cooked and just putting it back on and being like, here's your plate. I would like my food to not be on the ground, but at least if it's cooked afterwards and I don't know about it, whatever. Or like I said, people, bro, the world is so dirty, bro. Like, it just is. I can't. If you really think about that shit, you would never shake anybody's hand. You'll never give somebody a hug, bro. Because motherfuckers be dirty, bro. Like, real dirty. Motherfuckers, they actually be dirty. So, like I said, if you think about it too much, you just won't do anything, bro.
Can I leave the door open for sure?
Sure. Have you watched American Horror Story? That one post-apocalyptic season? I've watched American Horror Story, but I didn't watch that. I don't remember that season. I haven't watched it all. I think I just watched one season, to be honest. And it was like, I don't even remember what the theme was. Can't remember. A hormone that improves the taste of the meat. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is, this was in rural China. the crazy thing is, man, if you really do like a deep dive into American food history, bro, and look at the story of like chickens, cows, and shit like that, and really just everything, you'll just be amazed, bro. Like, we'll never, we'll never know what it's like to have regular taste buds. No, I didn't see the first comment. It must have disappeared or something, bro. It might have a word in there that YouTube doesn't like. But yeah, just look up the story of our chickens, man. Look up the story. I think it's Tyson's Chicken. They held a contest in the 1950s for farmers to see who could make the biggest chicken. And the biggest chicken was made with chickens that didn't taste as good. And they kept going with that breed of chicken so they could produce more meat. It's basically the same shit that artists do. They like say like, let's see who can make the best beat or the best remix of this, and then they just steal the shit. Or they say like, let's see who could draw this the best. Who wants to? Your work could be our art for the cover album, and they just use that shit. And they're like, oh well, you're getting exposure. Basically, that's what Tyson's Chicken did. They held a contest to see who could raise the biggest chicken. Ran off with that breed, and that's the chicken that we eat today, which is why that shit does not be tasting good. Think about any chicken you've had, you probably got to put ketchup or barbecue sauce on that shit because it essentially doesn't really have taste. You got to put a shit ton of seasoning and stuff on it. But if you look into the history, people didn't used to have to do that. The chicken itself would just taste good. And that happens with a lot of other things too. They get the breeds that are the biggest and not necessarily ones that taste the best to us. Starts off in some sort of nuclear fallout. People don't know anything about the previous world. It was interesting. They say the same thing about bananas. The older ones were better. They were. That's a documented fact. But I think that one was because of some kind of fungus. But I've read about that before too. How bananas used to be different. People don't realize how many things have been changed from the past. Hey dude, please don't knock over my tripod. People always talk about like, artificial shit so much. Like, oh, I don't want to put that stuff in my body, and they don't realize like every vegetable and fruit you eat, like basically didn't exist 50 years ago. That shit has been made. Kale, broccoli, all of that shit. Like it didn't exist 100 years ago. They took two plants, put them together. Hey, stop. Whatever you're eating, get out of here. Move. Ew, you're eating my hair, bro. That's weird. You're sick. Move. Y'all know bananas used to have bigger seeds. They were bred out so that you don't have to spit out the seeds. Look at a picture of original banana or watermelon. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. And like I said, for bananas, I believe that those processes were linked together. Whatever they were doing to make bananas more productive or better or whatever caused it to also be really susceptible to some fungus. I can't remember the full story, but it was something like that. And the fungus basically wiped them all out. The kind of banana that people used to eat. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff like that, man. A lot of stuff like that. And as far as fruits go, man, I remember the first time I ever tasted a fruit outside of the United States. I literally could not believe that shit, bro. I mean, even here, bro, like they don't really put sauce on stuff here. And I actually don't really like that shit, but I just be like, it's because it tastes okay. Like, you don't have to put extra stuff on it. Like, they don't serve ketchup and barbecue sauce with stuff because it actually tastes good. So it kind of seems like this place lacks seasoning, but you're just so accustomed to putting so much shit on your food because it has no taste. Have you ever eaten a chicken that your mom raised, killed, cleaned, and cooked? Yes, I have. Not my mom, my grandma. My grandma had all types of animals. I used to chase the chickens around. I used to try to catch them motherfuckers. Same for me in Peru. I was impressed. Yeah, man. That shit is different, bro. But Peru, oh, bro, their food is amazing, bro. Every type of Peruvian dish here is just amazing. So I can't imagine what that shit tasted like there. The U.S. is great, but that's the one thing I don't like. Yeah, man. And it's something that you can't really explain, bro. That's the worst when you just there's no words that can explain something. It has to be an experience for someone. Um, I always try to tell people like I try to explain like what lulo is. I can't explain lulo. I'm just like, bro, it's the best fruit in the world, but that shit doesn't exist to people. So I'm like, well, yeah, I can't tell you that you're missing out. It's just gonna be a void in my life now when I move back to the States. But before you know about it, you're just like, oh, okay, that sounds like it could be good. I remember my Colombian friends will always be like, oh, bro, when you go, if you're going to Cali, you gotta get a lula, and you gotta drink some jugo de lulo. And I'll be like, all right, I'll try to remember that shit if I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know what that shit is, bro. Man, I got here and drank that shit, and I was like, this is the best shit I've ever tasted in my life, bro. How how is this not worldwide, bro? Pain. Peruvian food is amazing. I'm not even a foodie type. I'm the same way, bro. I pretty much eat anything except street food in India. But I'm just the type of person. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Like whatever y'all are serving, I eat that shit. And I'll probably think it's good. It's really hard to disappoint me. I have like your shit would have to be disgusting for me to just be like, oh no, this is nasty. Like there's only like one time in like 10 years I could think where I was just like, and that was some wings I ordered off of DoorDash. That shit was like uncooked. It was like from a store in the mall, bro. Me and Axel both, we had to throw that shit away. I was like, I can't even finish this shit, bro. This shit is disgusting, bro. But that was tough for me. Like, I don't think I've ever just thrown food away. Because I'm like, if it's fucking, if I can eat it, then I usually will. Let's see, 10:30. To be honest, I said I was gonna stay on here until 10:30. I'd give it a little bit more. Actually, just taking a shower, so maybe I'll do 10:45 ish. I basically talk to everybody that normally comes in here already, anyways. I gotta head out. Hasta la próxima. All right, bro. Catch you next time. I'm gonna remind me to send you some Indian street food videos, bro. Doo 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 doo. Let me see how many minutes am I at? 145 minutes. 120 is 2 hours. I'm definitely not going to 3 hours, but maybe I'll just go to one. Maybe I'll go to 150 minutes. That'll be 5 more minutes. Not really that many people talking, anyways. I was like 6 years old and I witnessed my mom grab a chicken by the neck, spin it around till his head popped off. Chicken ran around squirting blood, headless. Yeah, it's worse when the chicken has a name, bro. That's that farm life, bro. You have a goat, got a chicken that you play with all the time, and you're like, where the fuck is Johnny at? And you're like, bro, you ate that shit last night. What do you mean I ate it? You ate chicken last night. That was Johnny. Nah, but chicken on the plate's not the same as the chickens that run around. That's different. Then that shit all clicks in your head, and you're just like, no, I just ain't Johnny. Crazy, bro. The pain, the trauma. Real talk, I see how some people become vegan after that, bro. That shit hurts, bro. That shit's some pain, bro. Not for me, but for other people. I was like, damn, Johnny tastes good as hell. Pause. Big pause, no diddy. I named my goat Victor after the goat from Ed and Eddie. I'm guessing you eventually ate him, right? Then I watched my dad slit his throat. Pain. Yeah, man, stuff like that is kind of tough to cope with. It's a little weird. It's like hunting and fishing. You just really never think about that shit until you do it. I remember the first time I went fishing, and I'm like, hey, yo, but the hook's like in his mouth, bro. That shit looks like it hurts. And they're like, yeah, we're about to fucking eat it, bro. Who cares? And I'm like, all right. Yeah, that's true. I'm like, damn. Like that sharp ass hook, bro. I like you touch the tip with your finger, like, oof, that's sharp. And like, damn, that shit's like in his cheek, bro. Pain. Or hunting. Just like, damn, we just shot this motherfucker for what, bro? Like, dang. I'm still not vegan, but I'm like, dang, bro. Poor deer. That shit tastes good though. Nothing like some smoked venison. Stay on for a couple more minutes. I think it's just you up in here, Rolando. So I'll get off in about 1 minute. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Ah. 40 seconds. Thought I had a pet chicken until I came home from school and found feathers all over the place. You still had a pet chicken. It's just dead and y'all ate it. He's forever a part of you now. In your stomach. Alright, Rolando. It says there's 4 people in here, but I don't know who they are because they weren't talking. So I'm only saying bye to Rolando because I don't know who y'all are. But it's been nice. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. I'm about to go to sleep. Your boy's a little tired. So peace.